Hello, wonderful Earthlings. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I hope you're having a fantastic life. Okay, let's just jump right into this and make your life even more fantastic. So this video is about vocal empathy. Now, this is a useful tool and concept that I really think can help transform singers' singing. So let's just jump right into it and start talking about it. Now I want to introduce you guys to a great friend of mine. His name is Professor Greg.
Thank you, other normal Greg. And it's perfectly okay to be normal, but, of course, it's even better to be a professor like me. Now then, vocal empathy. The concept is that through observation of singing, we can understand how the singing is produced. This understanding is the result of using empathetical listening/observation. Very interesting.
Great, thanks, other me. So basically you use your ability to listen and understand and feel what other people are going through to make your singing better. Sounds kind of wacky, sounds a little bit crazy, but get this. We're always mimicking other people. When we learn how to sing, when we learn how to speak, we mimic our parents. We mimic what we listen to. The idea that your voice is your voice and it's natural, and that your voice doesn't, have any influences, and that it's just you, and that if you copy or mimic somebody else, you're pretending to be something you're not. That's just ridiculous, because we're always copying. That's how we learn how to speak and sing. If you've ever had a vocal lesson and you go to the teacher and you do something, oftentimes, and they better demonstrate for you how it's supposed to go. And they say, do as I do. So if you do a scale or something and you're going, ah, they're going, no, don't lift your head like that. Do it like how I'm doing. Ah, right? So they're going to show you the way, and you're supposed to watch and observe and then copy it. And so this is really the same thing.
Yes, well said, other me. Anyways, moving on. From hearing and watching a singer, I can adopt a similar inspired state of being. This state of being involves the psychological adaptation to what we are perceiving from observation. The body and mind morph to assume this position, ranging from attitude to focus to voice production.
I really wrote that? Okay. So yeah, the basic concept is that you listen and observe, and you mimic and allow yourself to change and become what it is that you're seeing and experiencing and feeling. This empathy is what allows us to relate to other people. It's why we like, listening to music. It's why we like hearing about other people, because we can relate to it. So allow yourself to relate to it, and allow yourself to really focus in on what it is that you're picking up from the singer you're listening to. How it is that it makes your body feel. How it is that when you watch them, like what it evokes out of you. So I want to give you guys some background information about my singing journey and how this concept really was pivotal, just pivotal to my success as a singer.
Now, when I was learning how to sing, I remember there would be cherished memories.
Oh, okay, stop, Professor, please. Just take a break. So when I was first learning how to sing, and I was taking vocal lessons and stuff, I would be practicing, and one day, like seemingly at random, my voice would just work, and other days it wouldn't. I would one day be able to like belt an A4.
This Steven needs a stage, baby, let's have fun.
And it would feel good. It wouldn't strain. I wouldn't really be pushing. And then the next day I would try, or the next week, and it would be gone. And it was like my voice was somebody else's. It was like I went forward 3 steps and then back 3 steps, or forward 3 steps and back 5 steps. And so it was really, really frustrating. And I used to have these moments, and I would call them at the time like energy bursts. I would get excited. I would feel this rush of adrenaline, and then suddenly my voice would change for the better, like that. I could go from straining on an E4 to then singing C5, feeling and sounding great. It was like I found my nirvana and all my chakras open. I really realized that what this was and what was triggering these states was vocal empathy. So when I was first learning how to sing, I would watch these other singers. You can tell from my transformation video that I'm copying some things that people have done and have been popular online.
Oh, the biggest gift, the biggest, yeah.
Krish was a Viner, and now he's making videos on Instagram and YouTube sometimes, I think.
One where she's like, baby, when they look up at the sky. Or is that something different?
And I used to really, really enjoy those, and I would watch them, and then I would try to break down and copy what he did.
That sounds familiar. Is that the one that's like, baby, when they look up at the sky? Or is that something different?
And it was in moments like these that I experienced the most success. Now, learning from a video wasn't the only time that I utilized vocal empathy. I would also have moments where I would be singing with a friend or watch other singers perform in a class, and then my voice would go from being horrible to being great. This phenomena, I think, is vocal empathy. I was absorbing the energy of those singers. And I was changing psychologically. This is actually why I don't think that I'm able to sing when I'm depressed or sad. And when I feel good about things, my voice just tends to work. I've noticed this a lot with other singers as well. So you know how when they say, you gotta feel it? You really gotta feel it.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Now let's talk about how you can develop your vocal empathy.
Developing vocal empathy requires good observation skills. Pay attention to the singer, to their voice, their body movements, their facial expression, and pay attention to how those things make you feel. Use these emotions and newly generated state of being to help you produce the sound. You must believe in what you are doing. You must be behaving as if what you are expressing in those moments is completely authentic and true. You must transform and become what it is you have observed.
So the general idea here is that emotion and states of being are tied into making sound. Now, this makes sense when you think about it, because when you're sad, your voice changes. When you're angry, your voice changes. When, you're happy, your voice changes. When you're really, really tired, your voice changes. So these states of being and these emotions that we can kind of pick up on from the singers, they can help guide us and lead us towards how that sound is supposed to feel and what it is exactly they're doing. You can't fake it. You can't be like, oh, I'm so upset, and not actually be upset. You have to feel upset. I'm so upset right now. It has to be real. Like, I felt, like tingles go through my body. I felt like I'm upset. If you're not good at drawing an emotion and just pulling it out of you from nothing, the tool of vocal empathy is there to help you, because you watch somebody else, and so you're experiencing what it is that they're doing. And then you basically allow that newly generated thing to influence you.
Now, this is tied very heavily into acting techniques. For instance, in order to get a grasp of what it is we're talking about here, imagine that you are a lion. Yes, really, imagine that you are a lion. Can you understand how that might feel? How you would perceive things as a lion? If you were to try and emulate a lion's behavior, crouching down onto all fours, stalking a prey, focusing intently on your senses, feeling the power inside you ready to be unleashed as you pounce. To be successful in an embodiment of a lion, you become the lion. You must feel and act as you think the lion does. So too must you do with singing in order to successfully realize the power of vocal empathy.
Okay, so I want to give you an example of what this can look like. Right off the bat, we have Jeremy basically looking like really smug. And he's doing this kind of like flamboyant, I'm gay type of thing that he does a lot in his performances. If you're familiar with his singing, you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's watch. Okay, so he's being a total ham. He's like, I'm basking in the glory of about to sing this song. Like, I'm really feeling it. Like, it's this type of like posture. So, and then look how that just changed from being so silly to being completely authentic. So noticing changes and picking up on things like that, that's really important. So let's hone in on that. Look at his face. He's joking, smiles. And you see that change in his eyes? If you pay really close attention to his eyes, so go back one more time. And the whole energy changes. That you can see like it shifted, right? From holding the microphone, you know. There were nights, right? You can see this kind of shift. There were nights when the wind was so cold. Look at the way his body, the way he's like shaping it. So it's like, there were nights when the wind was so cold. And he comes in, his voice gets quieter. It's like, oh, it's cold. So emulating things like that, this gets you a lot closer to the sound. When the wind was so cold, that my body froze in bed if I just listened to it right outside. And then look at what his hands are doing. He's holding like, my body froze in bed if I just listened to you. So what? Practicing this motion, because this motion means something emotionally. Being exposed, tenderness, I guess I would say. So is how the movement is. If my body froze in bed and I just listened to you right outside my window. I don't know what the words are, but you get my point. There were days when the sun was so cool. Yeah, so he's being much more aggressive here, and you can hear it in his voice, and you can see it in his body, and you can see it on his face. Look at how he's going outward here, instead of, there were nights when the wind was so cold. He grips the microphone. There were days when the sun was so... What's the word? Sun was so cool. Yeah. There were days when the sun was so cruel. And you can feel that, like, energy. And this is what you're trying to copy. All the tears turned to dust, and I just knew my eyes were drying. And look at his hands again, and the body motion. It's much more tender now. And the tears turned to dust, and he's also closing his eyes, so you can try. And the tears turned to dust, and na 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 na. It's like almost like pleading. And the tears turned to dust, and I just melted inside and making up the lyrics. Right, so it's this kind of thing here. Look at the way that his face just changed right there. Right? Just like went to that posture. I finished crying in the instant that you left. The instant that you left, and I can't remember where or when or how. Look at this. Look at how his face and his body is moving, the way that he's using his arms. So I'll try to pay more attention to that. I finished crying in the instant that you left, and I can't. Yeah, you can look. You can copy it so precisely because look at the way he's moving. I finished crying in the instant that you left, and I can't remember when or where or how. So it's kind of it's like getting pulled out of you, and this moan, this like the way that he's contorting his body. Doing and copying this and finding these kind of like positions is a part of getting the sound. And I banished every memory you and I had ever made. And look at this posture here. Going back like that. And you do it in the context of the emotion, not just you and I had ever made. You want to do it with the flow of things. It needs to feel natural. It needs to look natural. Banished every memory you and I had. And the way that he opens his mouth and says I, it's so like, you and I. It's so like aggressive and like it's nasty on that note. It's like, ooh, like.
Can't remember where I went or how. And
There's that moment you can see the eyebrows twitch. And he's angry. And I banished every memory you and I had ever met. And now the head goes back, right? He has this first like inclination of like anger. It's like, and I banished but then it's like, it's not like he's angry the whole time. And I banished every memory you and I had ever met. I don't know what the words are. I had ever met. It's not like angry the whole time. It's not just like anger. There's these like subtle shifts. So, and I'm banished, and then it's like I'm sad again. And I banished every memory you and I. And it's almost like he's hugging the microphone like he needs it, like to protect himself and feel safe. And I banished every memory you and I had ever met. And see how close I can get to the sound and the feeling that he's conveying there? So this is kind of the power of vocal empathy. Now I'm sweating. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful for you guys and that you enjoy it. Drop a comment or a question in the comment section. Let me know how I did. And as always, keep singing, guys. Have a great day.